Okay guys, we're a little bit blessed today. I did not think we were going to get this pour done this week. It's been raining for like 2 days straight. It was supposed to rain today and tomorrow, and we've got a window. So we're going to get this one poured. Just kind of walk you through this one. Every one of these monopours is a little bit different. We've gone to more of the pink foam board because with all the shortages, spray foam on a pool that doesn't have a very high slope, this is more cost effective by a considerable amount, and it's easier to get. Spray foam we'll still use when we have a crazy steep slope or something weird because it solidifies the gravel. But when we don't need to, we're always going to use this pink foam for our thermal break under our floor. Again, we got a 12-inch thick floor with 2 mats of number 4 rebar on 16-inch centers to make an overall mat of every 8 inches. We got 1 linear main drain in the bottom. We have a total of 8 microbrites going in the pool, 2 in the hot tub. And we have 4 shear descents, which I'm going to show you in a minute because they're LED lit, shear descent, waterfalls. We only have 1 that's actually in the pour today. The other 3 go in a raised bond beam over here. We can do that after the pour. But the weird and kind of puckery thing on this pour, it's a pretty straightforward rectangle pool. But because the hot tub shares the wall with the pool, it's a 3-dimensional pour. And we actually have to put kickers in the pour of the pool. And we'll have to pull those off during the pour. So they're going to be in there. We're going to start pouring right here. We got a little bit of calcium in our first 2 trucks, so this can start firming up. We'll have to watch it real close so we don't get cold joints. We'll vibrate the non-calcium concrete into the concrete with calcium in it to keep it from getting a cold joint. But what we're going to do when we start pouring this is we're going to pour this wall as deep as we can get it. It's about 2 feet further down in the pool than it is in the hot tub. You can see the opening. We opened up the wall of the hot tub so that as the concrete fills up from the pool up, it'll start spilling into the hot tub. All that plumbing there is for our Venturi jets. I'll show you the aquathunder jets we use on a hot tub that, you know, entrain air in the water, make them real powerful. And all that plumbing there is for that and the waterfall. And so that's the gist of the hot tub. We're going to pour at least the floor of the hot tub and the wall here with the first truck. First truck we did 1.5% calcium. The second truck we did 1, and the following 3 to 4 trucks will have no calcium. We'll just take our time once we're kind of out of the calcium mud. We'll have all day. It's a nice cool day, overcast. We're not worried about the sun kind of messing up our pour. We're very, very lucky. I'm actually going on vacation Saturday. Thought I was going to miss this pour, and I never miss monopours. And while I know my boys had it under control, I'm super glad I'm here for this pour. I'm gonna shoot some drone vid. We got time lapses going. We'll have a really cool pour today. Okay guys, real quick, I just wanted to show you, saw us earlier in the pour putting that 1 shear descent in the hot tub wall in the raised beam. This pool, you know, a lot of our pools have infinity edges, whatever. This pool being on a flat yard and a really tight yard, that wasn't really an option, but we're doing these really cool raised beams. The hot tub is one, and we have a mirror image of it on the other side that's like a raised deck that's gonna have a little fire feature, and 3 of these. We got the 1 in the hot tub side, but these are pretty cool. We've done a lot of them. They have 2 1-inch male ports. We just plumb them together. A 2-inch line feeds them, so there's plenty of flow. And you can see they actually have an LED light built into them. It does all kinds of different. Can you see that good? The edge there, yeah. So you know, it's got all kinds. It's got different modes that kind of change it and do all kinds of you know, different stuff. And these are not very expensive. I'm going to link this in the description of this video because this is just plumbing, and it's actually easier to get online right now than it is from the suppliers that we normally deal with that are just so backed up because the whole supply chain in the pool world is messed up. But these are super cool, guys, and they're not that expensive, and they last a long, long time. So highly recommend for a really, really epic feature. Okay, we are just getting rolling. I kind of wanted to show you how we plug this bottom. I know I've kind of gone through it before, but we just got the vibrator down here. He's getting ready to jump in and start vibrating. We've got that fast foot, but it's only attached outside, and inside it's laid down under the rebar, so to kind of hold it back. And we're going to plug that. This has got a 1.5% calcium. And he's going to plug, and then right there where it steps up is the hot tub. And he's going to start trying to put more in. You see we're pouring that at a 4 slump. With the river sand mix, the pump is able to pump it quite a bit drier. As long as we vibrate it, it makes it really, really strong. Okay, so just kind of want to show you. So this hot tub, this is where the Monopour system can really shine. Obviously we're pouring, I'll put it down in here. That's where the pool floor is, about 2 feet below me, and we're able to stack all the way up into this hot tub. And we're going to pour this hot tub floor because that's going to anchor, you know, where we've got those kickers. So he's going to plug this up right now, then we're going to pour the floor, vibrate it all really good, and we could actually, with pouring at this consistency, we can actually pour this wall basically full right now without having the floor poured in the pool. And then we can kind of, like I said, just work. Everything is timing based. John's the man. He's, I'm supposed to say he's a super bad pump guy now because I keep talking about how great he is and he's getting too busy, and then we can't get him when we need him. So he's terrible, he's awful, he's the worst guy ever, but I wouldn't pour one of these without him. So you guys saw from my video the other day on the, hey boys, get the vibrator in here, bring it in here. You saw from that pour the other day when we poured with that pump guy out of Kansas City how different pump guys are and how important it is when you're doing sketchy, puckery pours to have a guy you know and trust. That's a massive, massive thing. You can see now we're pouring this floor, and like I said, this truck here has 1.5% calcium in it, so it's going to kick off pretty quick. They're vibrating all that wall. That wall's already full up to that point, you know, which drops down another couple feet. But check this out. This is how getting the right consistency and having a pump guy that's got kind of touch and feel. We actually filled that wall all the way up, and I'll just kind of show you from the end here. That's how much is spilled out. So you that's a really good angle right there that just shows how versatile the Monopour is. It's not like, I mean, if we'd ordered this out at a 6 slump, I mean, we'd have been kicking our butts all day. But if you get the mud right, you can really do some creative things. Okay, so the boys are in there just finishing up the floor of this thing, and you can see we're already able to fill the walls up because we're pouring, like I said, right at a 4 slump. We still got a little bit of vibrating to do up under the waterfall. We're switching trucks. That first truck had, like I said, had 10 yards of 1.5% calcium. The next truck's got 10 yards of 1% calcium, and then we will be into our, you know, our regular concrete. But look at that. We're able to fill this whole wall up with only having just a little bit spilling out of the footer at the bottom, and we'll keep it vibrated in so we have no cold joints, and it'll be awesome. Okay, so right after I was talking about how important it is to, you know, have good equipment and good guys, we had the next truck, the one with 1% calcium. It showed up wetter than a 4, which is how we ordered it. It's probably workable. John, like I said, he's super good working with the mix. He put a little additive in there to stiffen it up as quick as we can, but we're not going to be able to stack this first run very good. Maybe it'll stack up maybe, you know, 8 to 10 inches up into the wall, plug it up, and like I said, it's still got 1% calcium, so it's going to be workable. Okay, I want to show you you can see that the stuff just gushing out there as opposed to over here where we had the mix right. I mean, that's everything. If all of our trucks showed up like that, we would be totally hosed. So that's I keep preaching it, but like I said, having every truck, every guy, every driver knowing exactly what we need. Like I said, it'll happen, and I'll never send a truck back unless it's an absolute disaster. We can work with this, and we will. But don't be afraid to send one back if it's going to mess up your entire pour. These guys know what they're doing. This will be okay. But you just look at that running out there, how different it is, you know, from the last truck. But it's going to be okay. It's got calcium in it. It'll fire off here within, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, and we'll be, you know, able to get going on the rest of the wall. Okay, last thing about the equipment is, you remember from that video the other day when we were up in Kansas City pouring that footer, or that wall, I kept talking about a trim hose. That's this hose here. You see how it's like oblong. It's like almost flat, and you can flatten it with your hand. But see how much easier it is to place that mud directly in the wall. And that's, like I said, if you're pouring an ICF wall, especially a 6-inch core or 4-inch even, I would never, ever pour it without one of these. And like I said, if your pump guy doesn't want to use it, just get a different guy, because nobody wants to work harder, work smarter, you know. And a trim hose is everything. It makes filling window bucks, door bucks on a house, or doing all the crazy stuff we have to do, like around waterfalls and stuff. All that is so much easier with a trim hose. Okay, so you see, 2 or 3 of the trucks came really wet, unfortunately, after I was just saying that those computer batchers and that stuff. But I think what's happened, it rained so much the last 48 hours that the sand is wet. So when they do their normal amounts of water to make a 4 slump, the sand is so wet that it made it runnier, because the truck actually got wetter as they poured, like the sand was kind of releasing water. But anyway, we've gone as far as we can go on the floor, burning up all that wet mud, and we don't want to pull these kickers yet. So we're going to get back on the wall here real gentle and try to stack another stack in the wall and just sort of keep going. And like I said, it doesn't always go perfect, but so far so good. Just taking a little longer than we thought it would, but everything is going to be all right. Okay, so we threw the time lapse in here because I think it's always good. I obviously cover the basics with the video, but to have a time lapse set up in one spot so you can just kind of see the workflow from one end to the other quickly, and you can really see just how wet that concrete was as you see them pouring, compared to that first pour that's barely coming out there. So I mean, that's how much of a difference it can make. I used to get really worked up during any little nuanced problem we would have, and I've really begun to trust my guys and the concrete plant, and it really, I mean, didn't really raise my blood pressure today. Everything worked out fine. Just added a little bit of effort, and turned out fantastic. I think this pool is going to be really amazing. Got a really good homeowner that has worked through all the design with us and continues to. So I think it's the whole backyard is going to be one big hardscape and pool. It's going to have a really nice auto cover, so it's going to be really great. Okay guys, so we got through all the wet mud. The last truck showed up at the right slump again, so we're kind of back on the Petey's topping off the wall here. And again, a lot of this is all about having the right guys. John, the pump guy here, he's not going to look up because he's concentrating, but having a guy that knows mud, knows the pump, knows everything. And again, he's terrible and you don't want him, because I need him, so don't call him. Call one of the other roast pump guys. Actually, they're great too, so just call AAA, right? No, really, they're good, but they are very busy. But this is everything. We had a bad kind of go of about 3 trucks in a row showed up too wet. We had to do more in the floor, but knowing all that is everything on these complicated pours. It's not pouring a driveway. You got to think this all through and have a game plan. We've already pulled off one of the braces in the bottom, and we're going to be okay, but it really slowed us down. We took about an extra hour to pour this than we thought. Not a big deal ultimately. We got through it, and it's actually going to turn out perfect. Okay, so here's the finished product. We were very, very lucky to get to squeeze this one in this week. October is the wettest month here in Missouri, and you just don't get to choose your pour days. It did start raining again an hour or so after we got this done, but we were able to get plastic on it, and everything looked fantastic this morning. So next we will move on to stripping it and putting all the shapes and the stairs inside. So we will see you guys next time.